Good morning, children. Today I am going to start with the terminology related to Mendelism. Mendel noticed two different expression of trait. Example, tall dwarf. Traits are expressed in different ways due to the fact that a gene can exist in alternate form for the same trait. That is nothing but an alternate form of traits, alternate form for the same traits is called what? Alleles. Next one is homozygous, heterozygous and hybrids. If an individual has two identical alleles of a gene, it is called homozygous. If an individual has two identical alleles, say for example, when we take the height of pea plant, we can speak one is tall, another one is dwarf. These are the two alternative forms which possess different alleles in it. That is, tall possess capital T and the dwarf possess small t. Both the alleles are alike and this condition is called homozygous. Suppose in case of heterozygous, when in monohybrid cross, that we didn't start it, when two pure breeding tall and dwarf crossed, what happened? The F1 generations produced all the tall plant, but the F1 tall consists of allele for both the traits, that is tall and dwarf. Though it is a tall plant, it possesses both the traits for both the alleles for two traits. Okay, and this is called what? Heterozygous. If a tall plant consists of capital T small t, then it is called heterozygous. Mendel's non true breeding plants are heterozygous, called as hybrid. When the genes has two alleles, the dominant alleles is symbolized with capital letter and the recessive with the small letters. When both alleles are recessive, the individual is called homozygous recessive dwarf pea plant. An individual with the two dominant allele is called homozygous dominant capital T tall pea plants. Excuse me. When the genes has two alleles, the dominant allele symbolized with capital letter. So if it is a dominant trait, the alleles are capitalized. Both the alleles are in capital. So example, homozygous recessive and homozygous dominant. Homozygous recessive is for the dwarf pea plant. Homozygous dominant is the tall plant. One dominant allele and one recessive allele denote non-true breeding tall pea plant. So this above said both dwarf and homozygous tall plant are pure breeding. And if a plant has a tall plant, if the plant is a tall plant but it has one allele capital T, another one allele is small t, and this is said to be what? Hybrid. It is non-true breeding tall pea plant. Then Mendelian inheritance. Mendel's law of heredity. Mendel proposed two rules based on his observation on monohybrid cross. Today these rules are called law of dominance. The first law is the law of dominance and the second law is the law of segregation. This scientific law plays an important role in the history of evolution. So based on monohybrid cross, Mendel proposed two laws. One is law of dominance, another one is law of segregation. Let's see what is law of dominance. The characters are controlled by discrete units called factors, which occurs in pairs. In a dissimilar pair of factors, one member of the pair is dominant and the other is recessive. This law gives an explanation to the monohybrid cross, the expression of only one of the parental character in F1 generation and the expression of both in the F2 generation. It also explains the proportion of 3:1 obtained at the F2. Okay, the law of dominance. The characters are controlled by a discrete unit called factor. The characters are controlled by a discrete unit called factors, which occurs in pairs actually. Whether it may be a dominant character or recessive character, These are controlled by a discrete unit called factors. These factors occur in pairs. In a dissimilar pair of factors, one member of the pair is dominant and the other is recessive. This already we have seen only heterozygous condition. When a dissimilar pair of factor, when a pair consists of dissimilar pair, one member of the pair is dominant and another one member of the pair is recessive. So one is dominant, one is recessive. That is what dissimilar. This law gives an explanation to the monohybrid cross, the expression of only one of the parental character in the F1 generation. Actually, what we could say in clearly and simply means law of dominance during the monohybrid cross in the F1 generation. When we cross the two parental, pure breeding parental character in the F1 generation, never the mixing of two characters will be appear. Only one of the parental traits will be appear in the F1 generation. So other character will not be expressed in the F1 generation. So since among the two pure breeding, one parental character is expressed in the F1 generation and the character which is expressed is called dominant, the character which is masked is called recessive. So this is called what? Law of dominance. This is called what? Law of dominance. So in the when F1 is self-pollinated or selfed, we are getting the F2 generation. The F2 generation has the ratio of 3:1. That is 3 tall plant and 1 dwarf plant. The law of segregation or law of purity of gamete. Really it is difficult to teach this lesson with this in this manner, children. I should use the board to explain all those things. But time being, I can't. Suppose we'll meet, I'll explain one more time. So how much you can understand and go ahead with that. Okay, children. Next, law of segregation. It is otherwise called as law of purity of gametes. Actually, what is law of purity or what is the law of segregation? See, children. So say for example, this you, since you learnt in the 10th standard itself, monohybrid cross, I am saying this in oral. When Mendel crossed the tall plant and a dwarf plant, isn't it? So then the result of F1 generation is tall. Yes, but there is no dwarf plant, there is no medium height we could find, he could find in the F1 generation, isn't it? He could not find any medium height or any dwarf plant, only tall plant. But the parents are pure breeding tall one, another one is dwarf one. Though two characters are conducted simultaneously to the offspring, only one parental trait is expressed in the offspring. So the character which is expressed in the offspring is called dominant. That's indicate the law of dominance. Okay. Here, what is law of purity? The same thing only, but what is the thing we should understand here is, though the two alleles of two characters are inherited, only one parental trait is expressed. We could not see any medium height or we could not see any dwarf plant. So isn't it? So that in what it should indicate to us, the genes of the two parents are not blend with each other. அதாவது மேல் பேரண்ட்ல இருந்தும் ஃபீமேல் பேரண்ட் டால் பிளான்ட்ல இருந்தும் ட்ராஃப் பிளான்ட்ல இருந்தும் வரக்கூடிய ஜீன்ஸ் வந்து அப்படியே தான் இருக்குது. அது வந்து என்னாகிறது இல்லை, மிக்ஸ் ஆகிறது இல்லை. மிக்ஸ் பிளெண்டிங், இட் டஸ் நாட் பிளெண்டிங். அப்படி பிளெண்டிங் ஆகிருந்ததுன்னா யூ வில் கெட் மீடியம் ஹைட் இன் த F1 ஜென்ரேஷன். ஸோ இது வந்துட்டு இந்த கேமிட் ஆசச் அப்படியே அவங்களோட பியூரிட்டியை வந்துட்டு மெயின்டைன் பண்ணி அப்படியே இருக்காங்க. ஸோ தட் இஸ் கால்டு வாட்? லா ஆஃப் பியூரிட்டி. லா ஆஃப் பியூரிட்டி. Alleles do not show any blending. Both characters are seen as such in the F2 generation, although one of the character is not seen in the F1 generation. During the formation of gametes, the factors or alleles of a pair separate and segregate from each other such that each gamete receive only one of the two factors. A homozygous parent produce similar gametes and a heterozygous parent produce two kinds of gametes, each having one allele with equal proportion. So gametes are never hybrids. Gametes are never hybrids. That you should know. Next, monohybrid cross we are going to see. This familiar one to you, as you completed in the 10th standard itself, it is familiar to you. So anyhow we'll go through it. Little bit difference will be there, you could find here. Monohybrid inheritance is the inheritance of a single character, that is plant height. It involves the inheritance of two alleles of a single gene. Two alleles of a single gene. Already I said when we take a character, we will get two alternative form in it. When we consider a gene, we will see two alternative form in it. In Pisum sativum, we learnt 7 contrasting pair of character. One is seed color. There are two alternative forms in the seed color. One is round, one is yellow, another one is green. Seed shape, one is round, another one is wrinkled. And part color, part shape, or in all those things, flower position, stem height, in all those, all the genes consist of two alternative forms. Okay, so that's what they are explaining here. Monohybrid inheritance is the inheritance of a single character, that is a plant height. It involves the inheritance of two alleles of a single gene. When the F1 generation was selfed, Mendel noticed that 787 of 1064 F2 plant were tall, while 277 of 106 were dwarf. 1064. The dwarf trait disappeared in the F1 generation, only to reappear in the F2 generation. Actually, we could not see any dwarf plant in the F1 generation. It will be reappear in the F2 generation only. The term genotype, please bracket 2 mark question, is the genetic constituent of individual, and the term phenotype refers to the observable character of an organism. So the genetic constituent of individual is called genotype, and phenotype refers to observable characteristic of an organism. In a genetic cross, the genotype and phenotype of offspring resulting from combining gametes during fertilization can be easily understood with the help of diagram called Bunnett's square, named after a British geneticist Reginald C. Bunnett. It is a geographical representation to calculate the probability of all possible genotypes of offspring in a genetic cross. The law of dominance and the law of segregation give a suitable explanation to Mendel's monohybrid cross. Okay, so here in Mendel's monohybrid cross, let's see, see children, P generation, that is parental generation. The two parental generation, one is tall, another one is dwarf. Both are true breeding. Why true breeding? Tall consists of only capital T alleles. There is no small t in it. So it is a true breeding. Same way, dwarf also consists of small t. So when we cross these two parental pure breeding, we will get the F1 generation. See, all the F1 are tall plant. All the F1 are tall plant. You could see one side capital T, it is a male gamete. Another one side is small t. These are as female gamete. When these gametes are crossed, we get all tall plant with capital T, small t. When we will do the self-pollination of F2 generation, we will get 3 tall plant, 1 dwarf plant. Among the 3 tall plant, 1 is homozygous tall plant, then rest of the 2 are heterozygous tall plant, and the dwarf plant is in the ratio of 1 homozygous dwarf plant. So this is 1:2:1 in the ratio. The F2 generation will be sown. Okay. And reciprocal cross. In one experiment, the tall pea plant were pollinated with the pollens from a true breeding dwarf plant. The result was all tall plant. When the parental type were reversed, the pollen from a tall plant was used to pollinate a dwarf pea plant, which gave only tall plant. The result was the same, all tall plants, that is tall dwarf and tall dwarf mating are done in both ways, which are called reciprocal crosses. The results of the reciprocal crosses are the same. So it was concluded that the trait is not sex dependent. The result of Mendel's monohybrid cross were not sex dependent. Please underline it. The result of Mendel's monohybrid cross were not sex dependent. What is reciprocal cross? In one experiment, the tall pea plant were pollinated with the pollen from a true breeding dwarf plant. The result was all tall plant F1 la appadidhaan. When the parental types were reversed, when the parental type, whether it is a homozygous tall or homozygous recessive, were reversed, the pollen from a tall plant was used to pollinate a dwarf plant, which gave only tall plant. The result was the same, all tall plant. Whether the tall into dwarf, tall as the male plant, dwarf as the female plant, all the plants are tall. And another one is if it is a tall is a male, dwarf is a female, ultava pannanalum எல்லாமே கிடைக்கிறது எல்லாமே என்னதான் tall plant தான். So this is what reciprocal crosses. Reciprocal crosses will not be a sex determinant. So monohybrid cross of Mendel is not a sex determinant. இப்போ வந்து மேல் டாலாக இருந்து ஃபீமேல் ட்ராஃபாக இருந்தாலும் ஃபீமேல் டாலாக இருந்து மேல் ட்ராஃபாக இருந்தாலும் வரக்கூடிய எல்லா பிளான்ட்டுமே டால் தான். இதில் வந்துட்டு நம்ம செக்ஸை டிபெண்ட் பண்ணி இருக்கிறது கிடையாது. அதனால் மோனோஹைப்ரிட் கிராஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது இஸ் நாட் எ செக்ஸ் டிபெண்ட் ஒன். The gene for plant height has two alleles. One is tall, that is capital T, another one is dwarf, that is small t. The phenotypic genotypic analysis of the crosses has been shown by checkerboard method or by a Forkline method. Then Mendel's analytical and empirical approach. Mendel chose two contrasting traits for each character. So it seemed logical that two distinct factors exist. In F1, the recessive trait and its factors do not disappear, and they are hidden or masked only to reappear in 1/4 of the F2 generation. ஏற்கனவே பார்த்த மாதிரி தான், already we have seen. F1ல வந்துட்டு in F1 recessive trait and factors do not disappear, and they are hidden or masked only reappear in the F2 generation in 1/4. He concluded that tall and dwarf allele of F1 heterozygote segregate randomly into gametes. Mendel got 3:1 ratio in F2 between the dominant and recessive trait. He was the first scientist to use this type of quantitative analysis in a biological experiment. Mendel's data is concerned with the proportion of offsprings. Okay. Then Mendel analytical approach is truly an outstanding scientific achievement. His meticulous work and precisely executed breeding experiment proposed that discrete particulate units of heredity are present and they are transmitted from same thing only. Discrete particles or genes. Genes are transmitting the character from one generation to another. Now they are called as genes. Mendel's experiments were well planned to determine the relationships which govern hereditary traits. The rationale is called an empirical approach. Laws that were arrived from an empirical approach is known as empirical laws. Next, test cross. What is test cross? Test cross is crossing an individual of unknown genotype with homozygous recessive. So we can say tall plant. There are two types of tall plant. One is homozygous tall, another one is heterozygous tall. So when we see a structure of plant externally, we can say that it is a tall plant, but we don't know that whether it is a homozygous tall or heterozygous tall. In that case, we can find whether the plant is homozygous or heterozygous with the help of test cross. Okay, so test cross is crossing an individual of unknown genotype with a homozygous recessive. In Mendel's monohybrid cross, all the plants are tall in the F1 generation. In F2, tall and dwarf plants were in the ratio of 3:1. Mendel self-pollinated dwarf F2 plants and got dwarf plants in F3 and F4 generation. So he concluded that the genotype of dwarf was homozygous, small t small t. The genotype of tall plant capital T or capital T small t from F1 and F2 cannot be predicted. Okay. What he is saying, in Mendel's monohybrid cross, all the plants are tall. In F1ல வந்துட்டு எல்லாமே tall. In F2ல வந்து பார்த்துட்டிங்கன்னா 3 tall plant, one is dwarf plant. Mendel self-pollinated dwarf F2 plants. Okay, F2 dwarf plant, Mendel மறுபடியும் self-pollinate பண்ணுறாரு and got only dwarf plants in the F3 and F4 generation. So, he concluded that genotype of dwarf was homozygous small t. The genotype of tall plant is capital T or capital T small t from F1 and F2 cannot be predicted. But how we can tell if a tall plant is homozygous or heterozygous அப்படினு? So, to determine the genotype of tall plant, Mendel crossed the plant from the F2 with the homozygous recessive dwarf plant. This he called a test cross. So, test cross is nothing but cross of any type of parent with recessive dwarf to know the nature of the tall plant. This is called a test cross. The progenies of the test cross can be easily analyzed to predict the genotype of the plant or the test organism. Thus, in a typical test cross, an organism showing dominant phenotype whose genotype is to be determined is crossed with the recessive parent instead of self-crossing. Test cross is used to identify whether this thing is essential. Test cross is to identify whether an individual is homozygous or heterozygous for dominant character. This is the important thing. If heterozygous tall, test cross with homozygous dwarf, what will we see here, children? This you can observe by yourself. Capital T crossed with homozygous dwarf. We could observe in the F1 generation all tall plant and genotypic ratio is 1:1, and this tall plant are crossed with again dwarf plant will get same 1:1 ratio, that is homozygous dwarf to heterozygous tall plant 2. So, 1:1 ratio. Okay. So, this is about test cross. And if homozygous tall test cross என்ன வரும் அப்படிங்கிறதையும் நீங்கள் இங்கே பார்த்துக்கோங்க. சரியா? Next back cross. Back cross I will continue in my next class, and today I will finish with this. And homework for you is what? Test cross, test cross and monohybrid cross are the 2 homework. Okay, children, complete it and send it to me. Then I will start with back cross in my next class.